though. Look, I did with the pencils, I did with the books. Snotty noses ain't crying, I'm shook. If you like me and you need a hand, had no fear, I got the master plan. Coolest teacher in the land, the coolest teacher in the land. You say it's you? Well, stop playing. I'm coolest teacher in the land, coolest teacher in the land, coolest teacher in the land. From the A to the H, from the to Japan, coolest teacher in the land. Now, before we get started, let's all use our Hooked on Phonics and read my hat together. You ready? Make oxtail cheap again.
Make oxtail cheap again.
Just want to make sure y'all read that before you came for me. Don't come for me unless I send for you. Yo, summertime is over. We back in the kitchen. So, as you can see, I have moved. We have a new kitchen set up. It's lovely. I love it. And we're going to throw down in here. Now, my best friend, who has been on this channel before, had the audacity to fix her mouth to tell me that, oh, I ain't really cooking on my channel. Y'all believe it? So, because I was just trying to give y'all some, healthy meals because I knew y'all was trying to stay healthy or whatever, but she tried my gangster, amen? And so I don't back down from a challenge at all. So I said, you know what? You want a meal? Then you gonna get a meal. So today we are making white rice with turkey necks and collard greens. Yes, sir. White rice with turkey necks and collard greens. Is this meal healthy? It can be if you watch your portions, okay? Although, if you are prone to high blood pressure and high cholesterol, you might want to drink some water or take a pill before you eat this, amen? All right, so we're gonna break this meal up into parts because it's a lot of moving parts, but don't get scared. You can do it too. I'm telling you, it's not hard. You got this. So who we got on vinyl today? My boy, the man, the legend, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, hotter than July, okay? This has All I Do, Happy Birthday. Lately is my song. Lately I've had the strangest feeling. Woo! Damn, I love Stevie. All right, so let's get started. So what I have here is our turkey necks. Now, I already marinated them last night. This is not the Food Network, so we're not gonna waste food and be like, oh, the power of TV. This is not TV, this is my kitchen. So let me show you what they look like, okay? Those are 3 big old turkey necks. Now, don't get scared, they're gonna break down when we cook them. So that's what they look like marinated right now. So what I have in here is some, if you don't have this seasoning in your house, you need to get it because the GOAT. I got some Tonys, I got 2 bay leaves, I got some garlic powder, some oregano, some basil, and here's a secret, you ready? A little bit of lemon pepper. You're welcome. All right, so what I did is I seasoned these. I washed them first. Of course, you gotta wash your meat, Sharon. I seasoned them with these seasonings, and then I chopped up some onions and peppers, and then squeezed some lemon juice over it, and left the lemon rinds in there as it was marinating. So it's been marinating for about 9 hours or so, and so now we're gonna get them cooking because they're gonna have to cook for a few hours. So we're gonna get them cooking. Y'all, come meet in the kitchen. Y'all can see my new granite countertop. All right, so we in the kitchen. We're gonna get it started. So let's check and see. That pan is hot. Y'all already know what to do. You hear the sizzle. You hear the sizzle. That means it's hot. So we're gonna take some olive oil. We're gonna put it in our Dutch oven. Now you want to use a deep kind of pot for this, depending on how much you're cooking. We're gonna let this oil get a little hot. Now what we're gonna do first is actually sear our turkey necks. The great Gordon Ramsay always says if there's no color, there's no flavor. So we wanna get a color on these turkey necks before they sit and simmer and cook for hours and hours and hours and hours. So we're gonna take them just straight out of here with this seasoned on. Make sure we keep the onions and stuff in here because we're gonna use those later. We're gonna take them and, ooh, you hear that? You hear that? You You hear that? Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Ready, 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 ready. Boom. Woo! Woo-hoo! Y'all, I'm telling you, this is gonna taste good. All right, let's drop our last one in there. All right, so they're in here. What we want to do is we want to leave them alone. Leave them alone because we're trying to get some color. So leave them alone. Don't move them too much. We're gonna flip them in a little bit just so each side gets seared before we add everything else in there to let it cook down. All right. So when I say no color, no flavor, and sear them, let me show y'all what I mean. So I'm gonna flip this one over. You see how we got that nice brown color forming? That's what we want on every side of each of these necks. So these have been on that side for about 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flip them like so. And let them get brown on each and every side. So after we take out our turkey necks, see all these beautiful brown bits? All of that is flavor. We're gonna add a little bit more oil, and we're gonna take, this is the rest of the seasoning, all the juices and onions and stuff. We're just gonna drop it into here, and we're gonna cook this down for about 3 minutes or so, just until our onions and peppers are soft. And the juice from our marinade is also deglazing the pan. That just means it's getting those little brown bits off the bottom. This is gonna be so good. So let's let them cook down for a bit. So our onions and peppers have been cooking for about 3 minutes. That juice deglazing the pan. So we're gonna take our turkey necks and just place them right back in there. Now remember, when we're browning them, that's not to cook them. That's just to add some flavor. It's not to cook them. They're not cooked. They're about to cook. So we're gonna add these turkey necks back in here. About 2 to 3 cups of warm water, and we're gonna pour it to cover the turkey necks. Okay, so this is what it should look like. So what we're gonna do now is just take our cover, we're gonna cover it, and we are going to turn it to high heat, and we wanna bring it to a boil, and then we're gonna bring it back down to a simmer. I'll show y'all what that looks like. So when I say a boil, this is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? All that liquid has come to a boil, so what I'm gonna do is cover it back, and then we're going to put it on low heat and let it simmer for 2.5 hours. Yes, I said 2.5 hours to go watch your show, go change the laundry, go do something like that. And then in the meantime, let's get started on these greens. We're gonna get started on our greens. So not a whole lot of prep, which is awesome. Thankfully, because of HEB and other grocery stores, you no longer have to wash them and pull them and already come cut up, so we good. We got our collard greens. You want to make sure to, even though it says wash, go ahead and wash them again before you actually cook them. Okay, just to be safe, just to be safe. Now, my collard greens, there is swine in them, okay? There is pork in them. If you don't want to put pork in there, that's fine, but don't come for me, because I know you non-pork people like coming. Don't come for me, because I want to use swine, okay? Swine ain't did nothing to me except for love me and treat me right, so I'm going to use swine. So I have a pork neck bone. It's a whole neck meal. A pork neck bone I'm going to use, I'm going to put in there. We also have Tony's. We have basil, oregano, bay leaf, garlic powder, and about, I love these things because it's 2 cups solid, 2 cups of chicken broth. So what I'm gonna do with this onion is I'm actually gonna give it a nice fine chop to put within our collard greens. So if you've never gotten a good chop, or if you still hold a knife like this because you wild, let me show you. So you're just gonna take the tip and you're gonna cut it in half and just go down like so, okay? Boom, and then take it like this, go across. Now don't cut straight through, get as close as the back as you can, and make one more row. I know I forgot to sharpen my knife, but it was already sharp. And then you just go across like, boom. You see that? You see, boom, and drop it off. All the way down. So we have half an onion here we're gonna chop up. Boom. Throw this other part. The rest of this is chopped up, ready to go. So let's go to the stove. Let's get these greens cooking, baby. Come on. All right, so our turkey necks, they're still right here. They're boiling. I have a pot of water. I have about 2 cups. 2 cups of water that I have right here that we're gonna leave here. And we are going to add some chicken stock. We're gonna put it all in there, all of it. We're gonna add some chicken stock. We're gonna take our pork neck, go ahead and lay that in there. We're gonna take our onions, go ahead, throw them in here, like so. Then we're going to take our Tonys. You want to add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of this, because this is really where you're going to get a lot of that good seasoning. So we're going to add that in here. We're going to add our garlic powder. We're going to add our basil. Our oregano. And we are going to add 1 bay leaf. Boom. That's half a bay leaf, is fine. All that is in there, so what we're going to do now is cover the pot, bring it to a boil, and let it boil just like that for about 45 minutes. Now, I did not grow up eating a whole bunch of soul food. My family is West Indian, so I didn't get around a whole bunch of soul food till I moved to Texas. And one of my friends whose collard greens are amazing, he always said it's about the broth, it's about the broth, it's about the broth. So I made sure once I started cooking collard greens I can't talk today, y'all. I made sure to pay special attention to the broth. That's why even though it's going 45 minutes, it doesn't seem like anything's going on. All the flavor is getting built in there, so once we add the greens, it can sop it all up, okay? Green broth looks like after 45 minutes. I wish y'all could smell it because the smokiness, see, look, it's fogging up my camera. The smokiness of that smoked neck bone is just permeating through the house. It smells so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in half of the bag of collard greens, like so. And that's because it's just me eating. Depending on how many people you're cooking for, you can adjust it however you want. And we're just gonna move them around, let them get in there. And then we are going to cover it and cook these for 20 minutes. Now these are our turkey necks after boiling in our stock for 2.5 hours. They have cooked down. It's amazing. And so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna remove the necks from here, and we're going to turn it into a gravy, put them back in, and then let them cook for another 30 minutes. So let me show you how to make this gravy. Now there are various ways that you can take this stock and turn it into a gravy. There are various different thickeners you can add. My favorite is a slurry. So a slurry is just either cornstarch or flour mixed together with water. So I have about 3 tablespoons of flour right here. And to it, I'm going to add about a cup of water. So you see here, it looks like a milkshake. All I'm gonna do is stir it up. And when I'm stirring it, I wanna make sure I get all the lumps out. You don't want a lumpy gravy, that's the devil himself, amen. And so you just wanna stir it together. It shouldn't be like dough or anything. It should just be like cloudy water. That's what it should be, cloudy water. Should end up looking like milk. So you wanna keep stirring it, get all those lumps out of there to complete your slurry. So So once our slurry is done, all we're gonna do is pour it right into the pot of our stock. And we're gonna bring it back to a boil, and it's gonna get nice and thick. It's gonna start turning into that gravy, and then we're gonna throw those turkey necks back in and let them cook for another 30 minutes. Now, another thing you wanna do in making this gravy is go ahead and taste it. Like I've already tasted mine. Might need a little bit more seasoning, so we're just gonna add our Tony's and our garlic powder in there just to add that last bit of flavor before we plate it all. After all that, do you see this? Do you see? I know you see it. Okay, let's go over a couple things. Is this meal quick? No, it's not. As you can see, I've been on the couch and I'm missing an earring. So is it quick? It's not. Is it bomb? Absolutely. How am I still single? I don't know either. Cause I mean, when you can cook like this, listen, I gave you the steps. I showed you how to do it. Now you go do it in your own kitchen, okay? Remember, you are a confident teacher. You are also a confident cook. Go out there, make it happen. Who's teaching Atlanta? I'm out.